So up next, we got measurement, data, and geometry. And once we're done with that, we'll have the course challenge, and then we will be out of here. So this might actually end up being a quick stream. We will see. Ordering by length. Now, because this is a new stream and I might have some new viewers, I want to direct folks' attention to these videos that are on Khan Academy. I have it muted, obviously, but these are super duper useful. They provide good, concrete examples of the kinds of problems you see on Khan Academy, and they provide a voice and a different perspective than I give you. They are very, very, very good. Sal Khan is the guy that does most of the videos, and he's very, very good at what he does. And it's always good to learn different styles, different techniques. You don't want to learn from only one voice. All right, ordering by length. Order the chicks from shortest to tallest. Put the shortest chick on the left. Now, I really, really like this problem because this problem is actually, it's teaching more than just short and tall. It's also teaching left and right. This is first grade. A lot of students in first grade still can't tell the left from their right. A lot of students now. A lot of 30-year-olds can't tell their left from their right. So I'm going to give you a couple of techniques that I used when I was a kid to help you tell your left from your right, if that is a problem for you. Although I'm sure you've heard them before. Maybe a little kid who hasn't heard these might be able to make use of them. For me personally, now this only works for me, I think, but for me, I used to start spelling out my name with my index finger. I would go R, O, and then I would know if it was my left or my right hand. Because with my right hand, the O goes in the correct direction. If I make an O with my left hand, my natural inclination is to go backwards. It's to make it a reverse O. And that's for years and years and years, decades even, that's how I could tell my left from my right, is I would very quickly go R, O, okay, that's the right one. But something that's a little bit more practical is if you hold up your finger and thumb in an L shape, it actually makes an L shape from your left hand. Right, to you, or to me, this is an L. To you, it's a reverse L because you're on the other side of me. But I'm looking at this and I see an L. This is not the same as the L that you put on somebody's forehead. You know. Somebody once told me. No, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so shortest chick on the left, over there, and it looks like they are now in ascending order, shortest to tallest. So now we have some lines that we want to do, that we want to move around. We want to put the shortest line on top, the middle line in the middle, and the longest line on the bottom. Same deal with these sharks. Put the longest shark on top, then the middle one, then the small one. And I'm hoping you can see some ways that you can apply this to your just day-to-day life. Being able to identify which one is the tallest, which one is the smallest, that's an easy check. Put the tallest penguin on the left. Okay, I'm double checking because I'm being distracted while I'm talking to you. Shortest cow on the left, there we go. And then we have, wow, these are really, really tiny, but the tallest line goes on the left. That means the middle one goes in the middle, and we are done. Now, indirect measurement. This is the first time that students are going to use some third party to measure things. So far, we've only measured things directly to each other, right? The mouse is bigger than the cheese, or whatever. You know how Khan Academy is. But now we are going to use a sort of a neutral third party to arbitrate what is the taller and what is the shorter. And this is how measurement works in real life. For example, the cow is clearly taller than 3 blocks here. And the pig is clearly shorter than 3 blocks. And if we know that, even if we did not have a diagram here to compare the two, if we know that the cow is taller than 3 blocks and that the pig is shorter than 3 blocks, then the cow must be taller than the pig. And again, obvious now, but this is the first time that students are seeing this. This is the first time that they're being asked to use units to measure length. But the good news is, if you're handy, this is a great time to start showing students how to take measurements on home projects and just how to measure things. I'm sure if you give a kid a tape measure and show them how to actually find the lengths of things, your average kid, especially at 5, 6, 7, might just start going crazy and measuring all of the things. You never know what things might catch a student's fancy and makes them, really want to dig deep into something. And you should encourage that. When they ask questions, when they go bonkers trying to learn something, that should be encouraged. All right, my dog is taller than my cat, which is taller than my rabbit. So the cat is in the middle. The shortest on the left, the rabbit is the shortest, the cat is the middle, the dog is the tallest. Now, really fast, this also has a name. And as usual, I'm going to throw the vocabulary at you, knowing that it's not really important right now what the words are. But as blossoming educators, every one of you, I would like you to get exposed to the vocabulary as soon as possible, okay? The word is transitive. The transitive property is something like this. If A is taller than B, and B is taller than C, therefore, A is taller than C. That's all it is. There are a lot of things that are transitive. If I am taller than 6 feet, which I am, and you are shorter than 6 feet, which statistically you probably are, then I am taller than you. And again, very simple idea, very powerful idea. Did I put these in the right order? God, I hope so. Okay. The egg is clearly shorter than 4 blocks. The hen is clearly taller than 4 blocks. So the egg is shorter than the hen. Yeah, Kestrel. It's okay. We tall people exist to help you get things off of high places. It's what we do. The pink crayon is shorter than the yellow crayon. The yellow crayon is shorter than the blue crayon. So again, they're being nice and putting them in order, right? The way the sentence is structured, you can see that the word yellow is physically in the middle of the pink and blue crayons in the sentence. So that's another thing. Making use of structure. Looking at the fact that these two are essentially the same sentence is another really important sort of pattern to see when you're solving these problems. So it looks like the pink crayon is the shortest, the yellow is in the middle, and the blue is the longest. The bunny is taller than 5 blocks. The carrot is shorter than 5 blocks, so the bunny is taller than the carrot. No, my first one is wrong. It wasn't even one that I got wrong. I was just going too fast, and I hit shorter than instead of taller than. I said the right thing. I had the right word. I clicked the wrong problem. Mark this. This is the first time that Professor Cunningham gets a problem wrong on Khan Academy, and it was because I was going careless and I was going too fast. Thankfully, we still get the answer right, and I only need 5 of these to level it up, right? It says right next to me, get 5 of 7 to level up to familiar. One of the worst things that we do in math class is try to force every student to get 90% or better to get that A. It's ridiculous. That 90 to 100% A, 80 to 100 or to 90% B scale is garbage for reasons that I will rant about another time. The red string is longer than the blue string is longer than the green string, so the longest one is red, the shortest one is green. So red is the one that's longer. The caterpillar is taller than 2 blocks. The ladybug is shorter than 2 blocks. So the caterpillar is taller. So we got 6 out of 7 right here. But that's good enough to move on to the quiz and or to the next topic, which is measure lengths 1. So as you can see, on this one, which is directly above my head, we do have one less level of proficiency. But the good news is we don't have to do this again. When we go to the quiz and then later to the unit test, we will probably get at least one problem on unit measure or on indirect measurement, and we can level up that way. So it's not the end of the world if we get a less than perfect score. It doesn't even have to slow us down. So we're measuring. This line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares long. Again, we are giving them basically a ruler, right? Let's see. How long is the drawing? Which picture shows how to measure it? Well, let's zoom in a little bit. This first one looks right. I'm pretty sure that's correct. You would take the blocks and line them up nice and neat. This one's wrong because it's missing a couple of blocks. And this one's wrong because even though it's probably the right length, it's off, it's off, right? It's not starting at the right place, it's not ending at the right place. So the correct way of measuring this is A, and the picture is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I see 13 blocks long. This line is 1, 2, 3 squares long. Again, very, very slight increase in complexity. This time the line was shorter than the number of squares, so we're making sure the students aren't just counting all the squares by rote. How tall is the rectangle? Well, that looks correct. That looks wrong. That looks wrong because it looks like they actually overlapped these squares. Hi, Monica. It's because I am so damn charismatic that you're interested in this. That's all it is. My mentor teacher used to tell me that I keep a class's attention through sheer force of personality. He wrote that on a letter of recommendation for me. It was the greatest compliment I've ever been paid by another teacher. So it looks like this rectangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 squares tall. I don't actually know the answer to your question, by the way, but it's probably partially because of the bright colors, partially because, yes, I do have an interesting take on this, and I like to complain about other teachers, and also partially because everybody loves the Khan Academy sound. Everybody loves the Khan Academy sound. All right, this square, or this line, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares long. This box, which looks very, very surprised at being on Khan Academy, is clearly not being measured correct by A. It is being measured correctly by B, and it is 2 blocks tall. C has 2 problems. 1, they're overlapping, and 2, one of the blocks is not uniform. The whole point of units is that they all have to be the same. Or you have to be able to easily convert. Right? We say things like 6 feet 3 inches, but we could convert that into just feet or just inches if we had to. This line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares long.